Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we have the most exciting video ever for me personally. I am reading the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. I am filming this after the fact, so I have indeed read all 3 books, and spoiler warning, loved them. This will just be me reading spoiler thoughts of reading the most devastating trilogy ever. So I hope you guys enjoy. Sit down, get comfy and watch me cry over fictional characters. It is time. Doing the recommended reading order for Cassandra Clare, which is the first 3 in the Mortal Instruments, then these 3 the Infernal Devices trilogy, and then the next 3 in Mortal Instruments, and then it goes on from there. I'll put up a little like screen thing of the like reading order that I'm going with. I have it in my notes app as well. I'll read out the back. When Tessa Gray arrives in England during the reign of Queen Victoria, something terrifying is waiting for her in London's downworld, where vampires, warlocks, and other supernatural folk stalk the gaslit streets. Yeah, that is right. I was like, right? Friendless and hunted, Tessa seeks refuge with the Shadow Hunters, a band of demon hunters. Drawn even deeper into their world, she finds herself fascinated by and torn between 2 best friends. So, I don't know like the plot or anything that happens like wise, but I know the relationship is between Will and Jem, and I'm pretty sure his name is like James, like actually, because I think I read the foreword. Is this what it said his name is James? Yeah, James Casters. So yeah, I'm actually terrified. I don't normally love a love triangle. They're not my favourite. I don't seek them out because I just get really annoyed like one isn't being chosen. But I'm hoping that this will be good because I feel like because it's set in 1878 is when the first chapter or the prologue is the 6 weeks later, yeah, so 1878. I feel like it's going to be so different because obviously back then it's very like you're courting, so like it's much more like, I don't know, like better. It's just like friendlier in a way. Like I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like the relationships they're going to have are going to be so much more deep and meaningful than you sometimes see with like books that are set in like nowadays, because obviously it's very normal now to like do certain things, like be physical before like marriage and when you're not even with the person. But I feel like back in, I could be completely wrong, like I could go, I mean this is YA so that's obviously not going to happen, but I feel like it's just going to hit so much deeper because there is going to be real in it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm excited. I've got my ambience on, as you can see. I've got my book ready. I've also got water somewhere. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. literally the first chapter, and I don't know what she is. Like, these two sisters can make her transform into other people, and then the sisters can kill the people. Never heard of that before, unless I forgot that part. I don't think I would have forgot that part, so that's obviously like a new type of vibe that we've got going on. Very like spooky, scary. Like, I'm a bit like, these people are giving me the creeps already. One chapter in. Hello vlog. Let's get you set up. Okie dokie. So I have just filmed a read with me for an hour type video for my TikTok. And obviously I carried on reading Clockwork Angel, so I am now on page 151. I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm really loving how the story is like, it feels obviously familiar because of the Mortal Instruments, but then like there's been like an obvious change since the Mortal Instruments as to how it used to be back in the 1870s. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying all the characters, apart from Jessamine, is that how you say her name? Because she's just rude. Like, I literally just posted a Goodreads update that was like, why is she kind of rude? Like, she was hating on all of the people. Jem, we've officially met Jem now, by the way. So she was just hating on all of them, and I was like, girl, we don't need to be doing this. But then she kind of like saved Tessa's life from a goblin, so like kind of like her for that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. We haven't got much, I mean, we really have got much of the story, but obviously it's only this far in. So we've got that she has a different sort of power that they haven't seen before, where she can change. What do they call it? I forgot what they call it, but it's like a change, a shift, shape shift kind of vibe, but they call it something different. But they've never seen that power before, so they're all a bit like, what are you? Like, they're like, is she a warlock? No, because both of her parents were humans, so they're very confused, and she's confused. She's like, I don't know. I just got taken by these awful sisters, and now I'm here. Really enjoying it. This feels easier to read for some reason. Like, I feel like at some points with the Mortal Instruments it was like dragging a little bit, but this feels very different, and I feel like it's paced maybe a little bit better than Mortal Instruments was, so I'm really enjoying that. And the chapters don't feel as drawn out, because when I was reading the Mortal Instruments, I was very conscious of how long the chapters are, but with this it like kind of makes sense. Like, I'm not waiting for the chapter to end, where that's how I felt when I was reading the Mortal Instruments. So I've got a couple of pages left of this chapter, which is I'm on chapter 6, I think. So it's crazy that this is only like the middle of chapter 6 and I'm 100 pages in. Hello, I have forgotten to vlog like literally anything, but I am currently, my Kindle said when I started reading today that I had 4 hours left, so I set a 4-hour timer, and I now have 2 hours and 26 minutes left, and my Kindle says I have 2 hours left of Clockwork Angel. So I thought that I would give you a little bit of an update. I'm really enjoying this. I think I said in my last clip that with Mortal Instruments I was really struggling to like pick it up and get into it. This, I'm really invested, and it's at the point where she's like walking around London with Jem, and going like over Blackfriars Bridge and everything, and I'm like, oh my god. I love London, so seeing like them just walk around London, I'm like, I love that there was such like a thought process that she like stood on the bridge and was like, this is like a story, this is where these characters are meant to be, and I'm at it's them standing on that bridge. So plot wise, currently we have obviously gotten to, we still don't know what exactly she is, but we've met Magnus Bane again. I love Magnus Bane. And he's like, you're like a downbody, you're a warlock. And she's like, but am I though? Because even he's like, I've never seen anyone with like this sort of power. So that's fun and interesting. We still don't know exactly what she is, but she like infiltrated the vampires basically because she needed to catch one of them committing a crime against the clave. So they did that. They went into a party of vampires with Will. They all started fighting, but they found her brother Nathaniel, but he's losing his mind. He obviously was like drugged from the vampires because they were planning to kill him, but they managed to save him, and now he's just like asleep most of the time, and when he's awake he's like going crazy. Let's carry on reading. I just want to read something because I don't know if it's in the physical version. No, it isn't in the physical version. So on the Kindle version, there is a chapter from Magnus's point of view during City of Bones. So obviously we see like him mentioning Alec and Jace and Clary, but at the end he looks at a photograph of these guys, and so he says, so he's looking at this photograph and he like explains everyone. He's like, Jem was Will's other better half. He and Will had been parabetite, like Alec and Jace. And then they're like talking about Charlotte and Henry. And then about Tessa. And then he goes, Tessa, who like him had loved a mortal, someone destined to die as she was not. There's this big paragraph at the end. Knowing Will and his friends had made Magnus swear to himself that he would never again get involved in Shadowhunter's personal business, because when you got to know them, you got to care about them, and when you got to care about mortals, they broke your heart. And I won't, he told Chairman Meow solemnly, perhaps a little drunkenly. I don't care how charming they are, or how brave, even how helpless they seem. I will never, ever, ever. Downstairs the doorbell buzzed and Magnus got up to answer it. And obviously that's him going to help Jace and Alec. I don't even know what to say. I feel so much more like invested in these characters. I feel like I've said it so many times, but I've really like connected with these people, and I have no idea why. I don't know what's so different, but they just feel so much different to Jace, and Clary, and I love Jem. I'm giving this 4.75. I obsessed with this. I want to read the next one, but then I also like want to read some other books I'm already in the middle of. But I am a bit like, I'm intrigued. Anyway, I will see you when I carry on with Clockwork Prince. I am currently on my lunch break and I felt like I needed to talk because I have been reading Clockwork Prince, of course, what a surprise. And oh my god, chapter 9. Jem! Guys, I love him. We'll say it once again. I know that many people prefer Will. I'm sorry. I just love him, quite frankly, and I feel like that's setting me up for devastation. I've read chapter 9, so I'm now on chapter 10, which is page 215. But chapter 9, this was the chapter where we finally got Tessa and Jem together. And they were like in the midst of things, and like, oh my god. Just looking at some of the things I highlighted. So there's like this, which I felt like was so like wonderfully worded, I guess. Her mother had owned a very old copy of a book once, she remembered. Its pages so fragile they were liable to turn to dust when you touched them, and she felt that same responsibility of enormous care now as she brushed her fingers over the marks on his chest, across the hollows between his ribs and the slope of his stomach, which shuddered under her touch. Here was something that was as breakable as it was lovely. I don't want him to break. And then when they were like, she was laying down and she moved her arm, accidentally knocked over his medicine. He's like, can you please leave? Which is what Will said to her. And she's like, oh my god, is this my life? Every time a boy kisses me, he just kicks me out. Jem being Jem, he said, I do not want you to see me on my knees, grubbing around on the floor for the drug that I need to live. That is not how any man wants the girl he took a shaking breath. I'm sorry, Tessa. He's so... he's just so, like, gentle with her. He's just so, like, he doesn't want to hurt her. Oh my god. And he also is so embarrassed because he's been, like, I guess told, and he's learnt to be embarrassed about this, like, illness that he has. And I just love him. Like, I really do. So although I am working, I have taken a little break to carry on reading. Guys, this can't be it. I'm on chapter 10 and Will and Jem are like fighting in the house, and some automatonish thing takes Tessa. Jem goes running after, and then he comes back at the end of the battle and he's like, she's gone, and then he just falls on the floor. This can't be it. We are back and I've finished work, I've had a shower, I'm ready to sit down and read. We have left off, I think I stopped in the middle of a chapter, but I'm on page 249, which I'd say nearly 50%. I just want to show you, I've underlined basically every word. This was Will talking to Jem, basically saying goodbye, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. So I really don't know what's gonna happen. Like, is he gonna go and get Tessa and then he'll come back and Jem will be gone? Like, surely that can't be right. Surely she wouldn't do that to me. She wouldn't do that to us. He is obviously now, Will is now going to save Tessa. I'm scared. Just realised what this is. I don't want to talk about it. Now wait a minute. I've had to sit up. Are you joking? Let me read this. As the silent brother turned, the second automaton knocked the staff from his hand and seized him, lifting him off his feet, wrapping its metal arms around his body from behind in the parody of an embrace. The brother's hood fell back, and his silvery hair shone out in the dim chamber like starlight. All the air rushed out of Tessa's lungs in a single instant. The silent brother was Jem. Huh? She's just snapped with. This is not good. This cannot be good. Oh my god. His hair is now threaded with black. Did Magnus know about this? if he dies again... How is everybody just okay with this? How... Hello everybody, I'm back. Did not finish the book last night. We're doing it today, but now I'm doing a 12-hour readathon. So I've literally got that much left. I'm just ready to get into it, to be quite honest with you. That was so good. That last like 10%. Oh my god. I need to go and fix my face. Okay guys, that wraps up me reading the Infernal Devices trilogy. So throughout I've had my like, not grievances I will say, but I've had my thoughts. I was obviously, I didn't think I was gonna cry in the last one because I hadn't cried that much so far, but that last 10%, guys, I'm actually so happy with how it ended. I think that was like the best case scenario, and for some reason I just thought that Will was never gonna die. I just thought he would be like immortal forever, but no, he's not. He's literally a Shadowhunter. He's not. But because she was, I was like, oh, he is. It's fine. No. And then when it was like the day that Will died, I was like, yeah, I forgot that is gonna happen. And obviously, like, I was shocked that it said 2008. Anyway, I did adore this series. I think that these people were so, like, they felt so real. I don't know, oh my god, I love them. I just love them, and I think I'm gonna give the last book, it has to be 5 stars, doesn't it? Getting, like, the end of this, and when they would, like, they were saying all, like, the little bits about Will's life, I was like, oh yeah, like, oh, I love them. I do love them, and I think that these characters and this world and this just, like, I don't know, they're gonna stick with me forever, and I just love this series so much. So this final book is 5 stars. The first book I think I gave 4.5, and then this one I gave 4. Or was it the other way around? This was 4.75. First book was 4.75. Second book was 4.5. Then the last book was 5 stars. My angels, I love them, and now I'm intrigued that they're gonna show up in the Mortal Instruments, because how it ended off, it kind of seemed like they would. I don't know if I can go through Gem dying a second time though. I don't know if my mental health can help that and stand that. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is going to stick with me for a while. My favourites.